Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. With more strategic projects being completed last year, the GDP is increased by 8.7%. And the Sultanate signs a double taxation avoidance agreement with the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of condolences to His Excellency President Ram Nath Kovind of India on the death of the former Indian Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee. With more strategic projects being completed, according to the National Economic Diversification Plans, the Omani economy is gaining a momentum with the gross domestic product for the year 2017 witnessing an increase by 8.7% compared to the year 2016 as per NCSI statistics released this June. The statistics shows that the value added of non-oil activities increased by 3.9%. The statistics also shows overall increase of the value added of 5 major non-oil activities like agriculture and fisheries activities by 7%, manufacturing activities by 9.2%, transportation, storing and telecommunication activities by 9.6%, hotels and restaurants activities by 7.2%, and mineral and quarry activities by 15.7%. Likewise, the overall national revenue for the year 2017 witnessed an increase by 11.9%, while the overall public expenditure witnessed a decrease by 4.9%. Following an upward trend, the value of commodity exports increased by 22.7%. That's an increase by 12.6 billion Omani Rial in the year 2017 compared to 10.3 billion Omani Rials in the year 2016. To further support economic diversification plans and lower dependency on oil, the Sultanate embarked in major economic projects such as the Duqm Refinery, Lewa Plastics Industries Complex, Salalah Ammonia Project, and Oman International Petrochemical Industries Factory. The overall statistics indicates that the government is moving at a favorable pace to support the diversification of economic sources. The Sultanate of Oman signed a double taxation avoidance agreement with the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka. The Omani part was represented by His Excellency Dr. Mohammed bin Awad Al Hassan, the acting Undersecretary of Ministry of Foreign Affairs for Diplomatic Affairs. On the other hand, the Sri Lankan side was represented by Parasat Karyawisam, Secretary to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. On the sidelines of that agreement, His Excellency Tilak Marapana, the Sri Lankan Minister of Foreign Affairs, received at his office His Excellency the Omani Acting Minister of Foreign Affairs for Diplomatic Affairs and the accompanying delegation. The Sri Lankan Minister of Foreign Affairs welcomed the signing of the agreement and added that it will provide an important framework for investors from both countries. The United Nations has invited Yemen's government and Houthi rebels to Geneva next month for talks on resolving the country's civil war. UN spokeswoman Alessandra Vellucci told reporters that he can confirm that the Office of the Special Envoy sent out invitations to the government of Yemen and Ansarullah. Ansarullah, which means supporter of God, refers to the Houthi rebel group that has been battling the internationally recognized government in a conflict that has killed nearly 10,000 people since 2015. The UN's Yemen envoy Martin Griffiths has said the talks due to open in September the 6th will be aimed at charting a path forward to revive UN-backed negotiations which broke down in 2016. The UN has repeatedly described Yemen as the world's worst humanitarian crisis. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo yesterday named senior policy advisor Brian Hook as Washington's special representative for Iran. The move came as the Trump administration prepared to increase economic pressure on Iran by restoring sanctions to force Tehran to end its nuclear weapon program. Hook will lead a newly established Iran Action Group to coordinate the State Department's pressure campaign on Iran. The announcement was not a surprise. Hook, who has pushed for tough action against Iran, has been leading the department's talks with allies in Europe and Asia to persuade them to support U.S. sanctions and cut off Iran's oil supplies as of November.
And much more. The Iran regime has been a force.
Rescuers used helicopters and boats to evacuate thousands of people stranded on their rooftops today following unprecedented flooding in Kerala. With heavy rain stopping after a week, rescuers shifted those marooned by floods to 1,200 state-run camps where more than 150,000 people already have taken shelter. Heavy rains over the past 8 days triggered flooding, landslides, and home and bridge collapses, severely disrupting air and train services in Kerala state, a popular tourist destination with scenic landscapes, waterfalls, and beautiful beaches. Meanwhile, the death toll from major floods in India's southern state of Kerala jumped to 324 today. In a tweet, Kerala Chief Minister said his state was facing the worst flood in 100 years. Excavation began clearing large sections of a collapsed highway bridge in the Italian city of Genoa today. They were searching for people still missing 3 days after the deadly accident that killed at least 38 people. The search entered a new phase as heavy equipment removed a large vertical section, clearing a new area to probe. Rescuers have been tunneling through tons of jagged steel, concrete, and crushed vehicles that plunged as many as 45 meters when the bridge suddenly fell during a downpour on Tuesday. Officials say 10 to 20 people might be unaccounted for, and the death toll is expected to rise. Still to come on News Bulletin. With the advent of the blessed Eid al-Adha, the Eid Haftas or markets in the governorates of the Sultanate witness an active movement during these days.
عبق فاح بين جنباتها، فنفثت سلاما برائحة لبانها. حلقت عاليا نحو السماء، فنقشت بأبجدياتها تاريخا جميلا، وبكرمها أمست مضربا للأمثال. مهرجان صلالة السياحي 2018 من 10 من يوليو إلى 25 من أغسطس.
Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Eid al-Adha Habta in Nazwa Souq witnesses a large turnout of visitors, including citizens, residents, and tourists, making it a popular market for various types of livestock and goods. The Habta will continue over the next couple of days, reflecting a social and cultural Omani heritage. Our reporter Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi has more details on the following report. Enjoy.
Eid al-Adha Habta in Nizwa is a symbol of joy and happiness. a few days ahead of the Happy Eid. The market on the day of Al-Habta turns into a beehive of activity as sellers, shoppers and visitors flock in large numbers to this famous market. This beautiful scene of Al-Habta reflects a well-established tradition among the Omani society.
The Habta here is very busy. People come from everywhere, from the governorates of the Sultanate, visiting Habta. Prices are fair. Sometimes you will find low prices and sometimes high prices. So it depends on the people. They want good price, they come here.
I'm very impressed by everything. A lot of people, a lot of animals, and it's very authentic and yeah, it's a really great experience for French. Oman is a very traditional country with a great links between cities and countries everywhere, so we really like this experience.
Various Eid requirements are available in this annual market. The livestock auction is the main corner of Al-Habta, where Omani goats, sheep and cows are displayed for purchase.
I've never seen so much Omani people in one place, and also not so many cows and goats. And it's really amazing to see how they are trading and buying the stuff.
It's a great experience because in Germany I've never seen something like this. We go into the supermarket and buy meat in slices, and here you have all the animals and people touching them and seeing if it's good meat or not. I don't think we can even do that in Germany, so it's a very new, amazing experience.
Other traders sell different items in Al-Habta, such as spices, fruits and utensils. The Omani halwa is also one of the essential items purchased as a symbol of hospitality during Eid days. Eid Habta remains one of the most important Omani traditions and a social event that involves all segments of the society. From Nizwa Souk, Saleh Bakhalfan al-Rahbi, Al-Dakhiliya Governorate.
Thank you, Saleh. With the advent of the blessed Eid al-Adha, the Eid Habta or market in the Niyaba of Tiwi in the Wilaya of Sur at the Governorate of South Sharqiya witnesses an active movement during these days, as the citizens flock to the market to buy all necessary goods and items including clothes, children toys, meat, Omani halwa and other items for the blessed Eid al-Adha. The prices varied in livestock auction of Eid Habta in the Wilaya. The event attracted many consumers from various governorates of the Sultanate. Various Eid requests were displayed in this annual market. Corners were allocated for Bedouin craft products, cows and goats, Omani halwa and children toys. With the advent of the blessed Eid al-Adha, the Ministry of Regional Municipalities and Water Resources announced that all the slaughterhouses in the Governorate of Muscat and other governorates are getting ready to cater the huge demand during Eid al-Adha days. The ministry announced that the slaughterhouses are applying hygiene requirements to ensure the safety of the consumers. The ministry allocated specific places in each governorate to collect unwanted parts of the animals. The ministry urges citizens to slaughter in slaughterhouses to ensure the safety and to stop the spreading of infectious diseases, as the animals prior to slaughtering are inspected. Liverpool and Newcastle Omani Students Society in the UK, in cooperation with the Omani Society for Writers and Literati, organized the first poetry forum for scholarship students in the presence of a group of prominent Omani poets. More details in the following report.
Establishing a direct contact between Omani scholarship students and poets in Oman and encouraging scholarship students to engage in poetry was the top aim of the first poetry forum for scholarship students.
We are organizing this event tonight to engage the students who are studying abroad with the poets here in Oman, also to improve their skills in poetry.
This poetic forum provides a literary platform for young talents as they meet with prominent Omani poets and exchange experiences with them.
We decided to do this event because we did this event there in Liverpool, and we saw that there are many people who are interested in this type of on poems and literature and Arabic language and like that. So we decided to give these people a chance, like to present themselves as well here in Oman, and that's to show their abilities and their interests here in Oman.
Such gatherings represent an effective addition to the cultural scene in the Sultanate, besides being an important milestone in enriching the linguistic knowledge and enhancing the poetic taste of scholarship students. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi, Muscat.
Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas of the Governorate of Dhofar and its nearby mountains, with chances of intermittent drizzle. Rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies with chances of cloud accumulation and scattered rainfall over Al-Hajar mountains. Low clouds and fog late at night and early morning are expected over the coasts of the Arabian Sea and the Sea of Oman. Winds will be southeasterly light to moderate, and seas will be slight to moderate with a maximum wave height of 1.45 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. With more strategic projects being completed last year, the GDP is increased by 8.7%. And the Sultanate signs a double taxation avoidance agreement with the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, thank you for watching and have a nice weekend.